Hello, and happy Fracassi Friday yet again. This, my friends, is a Lividian Publications unboxing featuring the numbered edition and the ARC for A Child Alone with Strangers. I did get the lettered edition as well, so please check out my lettered edition unboxing if you want to see absolute beauty. So, of course, we got our foam packaging featuring nice little foam sides to protect your book along its journey. And then we have, within the package, the numbered edition and the ARC, the Advanced Reader's Copy. Although I don't know if you can call it an Advanced Reader's Copy when it's published alongside the edition. But you know what? For us collectors, that's totally fine. It's a beautiful paperback copy of the incredibly sold out Child Alone with Strangers. I was going to say a Stranger Alone with Children, which would be a much different novel. So the Advanced Reader Copy, it's going to be just a paperback copy. Nothing too fancy. It's just a novel proper. It does feature the artwork. Oh, I don't want to show you that piece of artwork. Francois Vallaincourt's artwork throughout. But you can actually see, it's actually got smaller text. It's almost like the, maybe it's just because the trim size makes the text feel smaller. Because it is 520 pages, and I feel like that's about right for the novel. Anyways, numbered edition. This is number 191 to match many of my other Lividian titles. Super sold out. Lividian has come to specialize in these lovely die-cut slipcases, which are really cool. They feature, obviously, the artwork kind of peeking through there. Child Alone with Strangers, Francois Vaillancourt's gorgeous artwork. Put the slipcase on the side for now. It's a very nicely constructed slipcase. You know, can't complain there. So this isn't even cloth. This is like some fancy. This is not cloth. I was gonna say it's a nice little cloth bound book, but this is not. I have bonus foil. You can see a little flecks of gold on there from the cover. Very cool. Francois Vaillancourt's artwork, of course, being the same artwork from the slipcase, although they don't quite match up. You know, if you were to shove one in there, you have a pretty ugly looking house, but that's fine. That's just, you know, so you can really get the appreciation for the color dust jacket, which was featured in the letter edition in all of its colorful glory. Unfortunately, the artwork inside of this is likely not going to be colored. Oh, we got a little rip on the end paper there. That's a bummer. We have a frontispiece in color. That is one of the pieces later in the novel. So that's pretty cool. You get at least some color. Signed, of course, by Fracassi. I am combining Fracassi and Francois into one single word, Francois. So Philip Fracassi and Francois Vaillancourt, 750 copies. This is number 191. This is printed on a different text block than the, well, I think the text block might be the same. It's just the actual, I still don't want to show you that picture. The paper type, that might be different between the lettered and the numbered. The letter edition, which I actually have right off camera, I'm going to compare both of them momentarily, has the color artwork throughout, whereas Francois Vaillancourt's artwork is just black and white in order to keep the costs down, the price down in the numbered edition. Which is fine. However, one of the disappointing things is this is a novel that is stunningly colorful. Poor little Henry has the ability to, I'm going to say he has the ability to see colors, which is the most underwhelming thing I could say. He can see colors. Most people can see colors. I myself am colorblind, but I can still see colors. But usually leads to people going, what color is this? What color is that? When they find I'm colorblind. But, you know, the colors I see are whatever I see. I can't see what you see for comparison, if that makes sense. So I can associate a shade, and what I know to be blue, you're going to know to also be blue, and you're blue. If my blue is the same as your blue, I don't know. But, you know, there's just my random colorblind thing. But anyways, as I was saying, Henry has, he can almost like read minds through his use of colors. He sees people's emotions and thoughts radiating off of them in color, which is unfortunately disappointing when you have black and white artwork. But you have to keep the cost down. So, like, this one here is kind of him being overwhelmed by the thoughts of those around him, which unfortunately loses a little bit of the power in black and white. You know what would have been cool? And, Brian James Freeman, why didn't you read my mind on this? Why didn't you pull a Henry? What would have been cool for the numbered edition is if, you got your black and white paper, but I'm kind of going off of Stardust that LitJoy just did, where they had almost like clear kind of transparency paper in there, and you could have like splashes of color on the clear paper. Then you could like still print the images, print the illustrations in black and white, but then when the transparency paper, kind of like the projector paper, if anyone's old enough to remember overhead projectors, was then closed, you'd have like splashes of light coming off of it to kind of illuminate the pictures and illustrations in a way. I mean, I think that's a cool idea, right? Probably would be an expensive idea, which is, probably not a bad thing then. But I think it's pretty cool. So anyways, if you haven't read A Child Alone with Strangers, you really should. It's one of my favorite novels of the past few years. It is just an incredible, it's almost McCammon-esque, Robert McCammon-esque, which is very fitting for Lividian Publications because they are soon becoming the House of McCammon. So I'll talk about the novel a little bit as I'm doing this, but here is the lettered edition next to the numbered edition, just to kind of give you a size comparison. It's probably about like 30% bigger. Yeah, I would say almost 50% bigger. It's a big boy. So A Child Alone with Strangers, yeah, they are still both 520 pages. So it is the same page count. So it is the same text. You're not really increasing the text size, but you are getting thicker paper throughout. Plus, like I said, you get the color illustrations, which is a little difficult to flip to with the printed page edges here. But I did show off almost all the color illustrations in my lettered edition unboxing, which is on my channel, so you can check that out. I'm just going to try to flip through to find one of them. And yeah, so there's your little color illustration. It's beautiful. Child Alone with Strangers is the story of a remarkable child, Henry, with remarkable powers, with a very tragic past, who is he's kidnapped. Some criminals get the idea of, hey, we can kidnap this kid who's been in the news, and we can make some money through this kidnapping. And well, things don't quite go right. They don't quite realize the extent of what Henry is capable of, and they also don't realize that when they take him to this abandoned house in the woods, it's not quite as abandoned as they would want. And so there's some stuff in the woods. And, well, it's a hell of a read. You should check it out. You can buy copies. You should be able to buy copies wherever books are sold from Talos. It's published in hardcover from Talos. However, they did just announce that the hardcover is not getting a second printing. So if you do not have that trade hardcover, you should go buy one because it might be a sold-out collector's item very soon. You never know. I don't know if Fracassi has any on his site. He does have quite a few books on his site where you can actually get them signed and personalized. I don't believe A Child Alone with Strangers is amongst them. It is going to get a paperback edition, a little different than this paperback edition. This paperback edition is very tiny, very thin for 520 pages. So the paperback edition that you're probably going to get if you get a trade edition should be thicker. I can't imagine it being about the same dimensions, same proportions. But if you want a hardcover edition, go out and buy the Talos hardcover edition because you might be missing out soon. If you want a signed edition, well, Lividian Publications is produced this wonderful edition with, like I said, it's not cloth. It almost feels like the material, the prestige cloth that Centipede used for Dune. I know it's not that because that stuff is just thick and expensive, but it's nice. It's very nice. Same material as the slipcase here. But you can go on secondary market and find copies of this. presumably for not much more than retail. I don't think this one's really gone up too much in price, unlike some other signed editions that Fracassi has done. But hey, you should pick up a copy. So anyways, that is your nice little Fracassi Friday for this week. I do have actually at least one more Fracassi Friday. I'm going to save off another video till next Friday. So be sure to come back for that one. And be sure to subscribe to watch more of these unboxing videos. They're not all Lividian, they're not all Fracassi. They go across the board, but plenty for you to check out. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.